Confused about what career to choose? Not quite sure of the range of study and work options compatible with your personality, aptitude and interests? Welcome to Career Cafe, where we give you a ringside view of an exciting career each week. Together, we shall explore the pros and cons, the ins and outs, the programs and prospects, all the stuff you need to make an informed and successful career choice. Hi, I'm your host and career guide, Parveen Malhotra. And on the menu today, we have careers in animation. Gone are the days when the word animation brought to mind images of Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck or the ever-popular Tom and Jerry cartoons. Today, technology has completely transformed animation and its allied field of special effects. No longer restricted to cinema or television, animation specialists are increasingly required by the booming video and mobile gaming industry, web designing and visual communication industry, and even in the medical, military, education and construction sector. Even F1 requires simulations on animation. And to give us a hands-on account of the animation and special effects industry and what it takes to get in and then make it big, we have with us Alan Atre. Alan is the CEO and creative director of Dream Real Animations. He started his career doing freelance work, designing walkthroughs for companies and making product films. Today, he has several high-profile clients to his credit, including the likes of Airtel, Bacardi, Vodafone, Mortein, KFC, and Coke, to name a few. They've now moved into new age media, which includes stuff like augmented reality, projection mapping, and stereoscopic 3D content. Ask Alan about his career objective, and without batting an eyelid, he says, to have a global film production house, the likes of George Lucas. Welcome to Career Cafe and our Indian George Lucas, Alan. Great pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
So tell me, Alan, you've been in this animation field for the last several years, maybe 7, 8, is that right?
Yeah, 7 years.
Yes. So what is it about animation that still fascinates you?
I think the fact that, if you see lately that where we've actually come along in the last 5 years, in fact, you see movies like Avatar, it just goes to show you, how completely computer-generated characters can look so realistic to you and you can actually feel for them. And the fact that animation movies now are being nominated for best feature film categories, that just goes to show you how big animation is today.
And now let's talk about the industry and the field as a career option. It's obvious that like any artistic field, you need to be creative. That goes without saying. But besides being creative as an artist or a graphic designer, what else or extra does an animator need to be?
I think for an animator, it's very important to understand the way, things happen, even the small little details. So for example, it could be as small thing as a raindrop, the way it falls on the ground, the way a splash will occur. Just understanding the small little details, because animation is all about understanding movement. The moment you can understand, the way things move, the way they are interconnected, you will understand what animation is all about.
So you have to be extremely observant.
You have to be very observant, and of course you need to have a very big creative imagination.
And patience.
Yes, you have to be very patient. Sometimes just to get a single image right, it can just take you hours and hours just sitting non-stop on the computer. So it's something, patience is of course.
And how tough is mastering the software or the technology?
Well, I think if you're sort of like, they say, a computer geek,
okay,
you'll get it quite fast, because of course everything is now digital, so hence it all comes down to computers. So just the fact that you understand software as well will really help you in understanding what you can do with that software and apply it to get the end results. So this is what it is.
But I come across a lot of animation schools which say that, even if you're not creative, even if you're not good at drawing and painting and stuff like that, we'll teach you the software and you'll be there. Is that correct?
Well, to be honest, I know there are a lot of institutions which are offering these things, but to be honest, I see them more like factories.
Absolutely.
They're just, taking students in, they're telling them, okay, we'll kind of create a creative flair inside you, but I think creativity is something which you're just born with. It's a talent. Yeah, it's just either you have it or you don't. I mean, one can of course develop it further, but I think it's something which is more genetic, to be honest.
Yes, that's quite true. So tell me, now everything is moved to 3D. Now, people would directly learn 3D without, by skipping the 2D process. Do you still need to understand and know the basics of 2D to be able to master 3D?
You should definitely basically have a sense in 2D for sure, because understanding, negative space, positive space, placing objects, understanding proportions, things like this. This is very important because even understanding, what would be the length of the human figure compared to standing next to a building, just to get those simple things right. But one needs to, of course, have skills in 2D just to get those things right.
And so what are the most popular software that somebody who's getting into this field, what are the current software in use?
Well, of course, if you start with your basics, I think when you get into the 3D field, you'll be using softwares like Photoshop, you'll be using softwares like 3D Studio Max, Maya, Mudbox, ZBrush. So there's a few softwares which I think one must know in order to at least just to get started.
And then, but in this field, I mean, you have new software coming all the time. You have companies like Pixar which have their own proprietary software and stuff like that. So do you have to all the time keep mastering new software?
Yes, it's very important. Just last week I just spent, basically acquiring all the latest softwares, because with us, our client always has new requirements and new challenges. So of course, having the latest softwares, just to pull off that job is very important. I mean, it could be a job where, for example, let's say some water simulation is required. Just the fact that you have the software, you know how to use it, just helps you with the job.
So do you have to sort of move out and do a course in that software, or does that happen on the job itself?
Well, actually, it happens both ways, yes. Mostly, even honestly, whatever I've learned today, whoever I am today, I've learned on the job. Mm-hmm. But thanks to the internet, it's quite possible that, you don't really need to, attend some school or something. You can actually just learn through e-courses, which just teach you, specifically, in fact, just to what that job requires, so that really helps.
But at the absolute entry level, you do need some sort of course to get you kick-started, isn't it?
That's for sure. I mean, you have institutes like Arena, you have Mac Academy, several institutes which are, of course, teaching you the basics. So you should definitely, of course, at least learn the basics of the software and then see, where you can, apply it.
But, of late I've also been seeing that a lot of these institutes, because, India is obsessed with degrees. So a lot of these institutes offer BSc in animation or BA honors in animation and stuff like that. Do companies look at these degrees really?
To be honest, if I was hiring someone, I would just look at his portfolio. It's in his portfolio that you can actually see how creative the person is, what potential he has, because it's something, in fact, to be honest, none of my clients have even asked me, what are your qualifications? They just asked me for my work, and that's it, and if your work was good, you got the job. It's as simple as that.
So, but typically, as a fresher, if I was to start learning animation, how long would it take me? I know the bright ones would catch it faster, but what's the base level? A year or a year and a half?
Yeah, a year and a half. Yeah, it'll take you at least that much, just to understand most of the software which are relevant for our field at least.
And the portfolio is something you develop on your own on the side while you're studying?
Yeah, definitely. I would suggest while you're studying, in fact, try and get either a freelancing job or become an apprentice somewhere. That really helps. Just the fact that, you're exposed to the working environment. That will really help you.
But how do you now, in a country where you have hundreds of animations courses available in institutes and stuff, how do you even, what is your suggestion to a young entrant into this field? How should he or she go about at least selecting an institute?
Well, to be honest, more than the institute, it's also very important from the person that you're learning with. You should actually acquire more about the teachers who are teaching you there. Because more than the name, it's actually the person that you're going to learn from. He's the one who is actually going to pass the knowledge on. So choose your teachers instead wisely more than you choose the institute, to be honest.
Very true, because what students say is that in a lot of these institutes, it's the students who are just passing out or just senior, they are the ones who are made teachers. Now they've never worked in industry, so what are they going to teach you except pure theory, no?
Yeah, that's for sure. So that's why I'm saying it's very important to choose the right basically teacher to basically teach you.
And so you do a short course, and then how do you apply for work? What do you do?
Well, of course, nowadays we have a lot of portals which are there just basically targeted for animators only, where one can find postings for certain jobs.
Like what? Like which ones?
You have 3D Kingdom, you have 3D.org, you have 3D Total. There's several websites which if you just Google, in fact, you just find that there are places which one can just go to and find such things.
And so you can even directly apply to the companies.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, one can go, of course, to various, let's say, advertising agencies. One can, of course, get an apprentice job over there. For some time. At least it'll give you an opportunity to work. Some of the big brands and things like that.
So the large ad agencies would have their own animation department, or would they be outsourcing it to animation studios?
Yeah, they do that also, but just the fact is that a lot of, in fact, advertising agencies, they're also actually trying to have kind of in-house, such studios where this kind of work happens. And some of them do have actually some tie-ups, like for example, let's say Prime Focus, to name a few. They're also connected with certain, agencies and things like that. So if you apply there or you apply through that agency, both ways one can find, jobs.
And so if you are hiring an absolute fresher, what sort of work would you give him?
Well, to begin with, of course, one cannot give him some big project like that. So you would start with maybe, let's say, modeling a certain object. It could be this cup, for example. Texturing it, doing a basic layout, things like that. So one gives him, of course, small projects, and then once he sees that his potential is growing, so you'll give him more complicated things. But of course, you'll guide him also through the entire process, how to get the job done. And the final finishing is also, of course, done by the person who's in charge of the project.
And is still a lot of work from animation studios and universities, etc., abroad, outsourced to India? Is a lot of that kind of work still coming into India?
Well, yeah, it is coming, but you must understand that though we have all these big studios of opening basically their centers here, they're still not doing the major work. They're doing things like basic modeling, texturing, lighting, like that. But the main finishing is still happening abroad only.
And the main creatives.
Is the main creatives,
yes, that is happening abroad. We'll take a short break here. When we return, we'll continue to grill Alan and also answer your queries. So don't go anywhere.